Hey everybody, ChrisandBrick here. Um, Sorry it's late in the afternoon and the evening actually. I didn't intend to make a posting at all today. I've been a little bit under the weather, but Brick talked me into at least doing one post for the day. So I've had some migraine issues and then an upset stomach, so I just didn't really think I was going to have the energy to do it, but he called me out, so here we are. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I don't know, really, it just kind of hit me out of the blue. Not that everyone is curious so much about that, but I don't know. Did you feel like you had any unusual headache or stomach issues, things of that nature? Do you have a stomach? I don't know. No? Okay, yeah, then that wouldn't make any sense. Thank goodness too, because I don't clean up after you at all. You're very self-sufficient, so thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know if it's all the crap going on in the news, on the political front or what have you. Maybe it's seeping into my system. I doubt it, but you never know. So really, today was a very quiet, sort of a reflective day of just trying to feel better, drinking a lot of water, as you can see right here. That's my glass, which is now 1/3 full because I am a full-time optimist. But anyway, so today I thought we would just kind of touch on the subject of, I mentioned a minute ago, of all the stuff that's going on in our political system, and I've talked to a few people recently who are pretty stirred up about it. And Brick actually, had made some really good points about how it's through all of this chaos that we're really sort of uncovering who we are as a society in our country. And how much different we really are from one another. And in our Pledge of Allegiance, and all of the different unifying mottos that we have on national monuments and things of that nature, it seems really interesting how divided people are, and most of the time, though, with very little. My observation, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, but my observation, Brick, is that a lot of times the division is not even really well thought out. So for example, someone says that a member of whichever political party they're with is amazing, and that the other one is total trash. And when you ask deeper questions about why do you say that one party's so much worse than the other, they'll throw out something very, very vague, like, they get things done. I know, right? And then they get things done. Like, what are you going to do with that? What does that mean? They get what done? They get their car started. They put their shoes on in the morning. Is that getting stuff done? And then, or then when you'll actually ask that, probing question, you'll get something very, well, they had so much to clean up from the last group of people that were in office. It's like, so we're really not answering the question. We're defending our adherence or our loyalty to a group. It's like being a part of a gang that, their whole philosophy is, we're loyal to each other no matter how stupid we can get, as opposed to, teaching each other how to become smarter, better, at who we are and what we are, and admitting when we're wrong. Just admit it when you're wrong. There's literally none of that goes on. And that was a great call out on your part, because I hadn't thought about that much. But yeah, there's really this lack of taking responsibility, and always wanting someone else to be at fault. And so, it's just something I think that's important to ponder. Brick, I don't know if you had any additional elements you wanted to add to that. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point. The other thing, along with that is just how, if they did have that level of accountability, the respect level on both sides of the the quote unquote fence would almost organically have to go up. I mean, they would have to see that that we're trying to accomplish something as a nation, not as a gang of people or a club, or whatever. And those gangs and those clubs are divided by specific beliefs that they tout but don't necessarily entirely enforce themselves all the time, or at least they speak as though they do, but then you find out behind the scenes that really that they're backing it up the way they're backing it up so that they can maintain and drive forward their own political ambitions, which is not good for anybody, except for that one person and their team of people that they're trying to keep, in office or what have you. So politics is this thing I don't like to talk about a lot, just because it's so annoying. But Brick actually brought it out and said, just you got to give a little perspective. You got to have an opinion. And so, I really appreciate you, sort of forcing me to kind of come out of my political shell a little bit. I don't put out an opinion that leans one way or the other necessarily, because I can see both sides' perspectives pretty clearly for the most part, which is why it makes it very difficult to have a discussion with anyone who's leaning one way or the other too heavily. I mean, you can have a discussion, but the hard part is most people won't walk away feeling like they had a spirited discussion or something along those lines. They'll walk away feeling like they've either gained an ally or an enemy, And, again, we all live in the same country. These people that are elected are only in there for a specified amount of time, although some of them seem to last forever because they don't have any term limits and that sort of thing. But ultimately, I mean, we're all still under the same government, the same legal documents that govern our country, govern all of us. I mean, obviously a little different state by state, but other than that, I mean, we're all, we're supposed to be in this together, right? Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, it's like, Brick is just making the point that, there's different kinds of bricks that he's spent his entire life, or it's spent its entire life around. Sorry, buddy, I don't know what else to say. Brick has spent, their whole life trying to live around all different types of other bricks. Some of them have holes in them, some of them have round edges, some of them have labels imprinted on them, some of them are broken in half, some of them are different shapes like stars or triangles or what have you, but all made of the same material, which is kind of the point. And so I think that's it's a great illustration. Is it doesn't matter what you look like, a brick is a brick is a brick when you break it down. If we all got smashed up into little pieces, we'd all look equally as gross, Yeah, I know. And you guys would be just big piles of powder, maybe a little different shades of color here and there, but that's about it. So I just feel like that's a really important point to call out and illustrate that, it'd be great if people could really step back from being so sort of venomous about some of their beliefs and start really paying attention to how everyone is being treated. And I'll add this as a final note. One of the things that Brick pointed out to me the other day is, as we were walking around in downtown Orlando, that what we've been told on the news and what we've been told in the media in general about, such hate and things of that nature going on, I don't see it. We don't see it. And I don't just mean in Orlando. I've been to, other cities and in Florida. I've had to travel outside of Florida a couple of times, back to Atlanta. And, people are in general, pretty, pretty respectful of one another. And so don't always believe everything you see. In any case, I think that's it for today. Really appreciate everybody's time. If you can hit the like button, again, appreciate that. I know everyone loves to hear that, so there I said it, I got it out of the way. And look forward to catching up with everybody tomorrow when I think I'm feeling a little better. And anything left for you, Brick? No, just have a good night.